Hello everyone, welcome back. In the previous class we studied about the activity diagram concepts, terms and concepts. What are the activity diagram symbols available, activity diagram components, and how do we create with the help of terms and conditions. Those activity diagram terms and conditions are there. And also flow of events, how to flow activity, what is an activity, how it flows, and branching, how do we go one branch to another branch with the help of some condition. Branching we have to start. After that we move to the next topic in the activity diagrams is forking and joining. Forking and joining are the most important terminology available in the activity diagrams. See, fork and joining. The current flow of control organized by specifying forking and joining. Up to now in the previous class we studied the flow of control from top to down only we saw. Okay, only single flow we saw. Here the flow of control will be organized by forking and joining. Flow of control will be organized by using flow, forking and joining. In the UML you use a synchronization bar to specify the forking and joining of these parallel flow of a control. Synchronization bar is there. Synchronization bar. With the help of synchronization bar, we specify the forking and joining in the activity there. A synchronization bar is rendered as a thick horizontal or vertical line. Thick horizontal or vertical line. Synchronization bar, thick horizontal line like this, thick horizontal line filled with some data, that is filled thick horizontal line or thick horizontal line here like this also you can write vertical lines or horizontal line thick. That is simply called as a fork or joining. How do we use fork and joining? Let me move. A forking. A fork represents the splitting of a single flow of control into two or more current flows. Two or more current flows of a control. Two or more. Why to use a fork represents the splitting of a single flow of a control. Why we use fork? Splitting of single flow of control into two or more concurrent flows of a control. A fork may have one incoming transition, only one incoming transition, and two or more outgoing transitions. Each of which represents an independent flow of a control. Below the fork, the activities associated with each of these paths continues in parallel. See this example. So this is the representation of the fork. What is a fork? Fork will have a single flow and which splits into multiple flows. See here only which have a single flow. See this is only the single flow. From here, with the help of this fork symbol, the data will be split into two ways. This is one way, this is another way. One or more, which has only one input. So that's why we discussed here. Fork represents the splitting of a single flow. Here is the only single flow. That single flow will be splitted with the two or more outgoing transitions. Two or more concurrent flows of a control. Outgoing systems are two or more concurrent flows of a system. So here, so after below the fork, this is the fork. Below the fork, what is the below the fork? The activities associated with each of these paths connects in parallel. So both two are below the fork. Both two are connects in a parallel. Both two are connects in parallel. Both two are connects in parallel. That's about the fork. Fork will be used that will split one input into two or more outputs. One input into two or more outputs. That is the fork. This will be used in a unified modeling language. Next, see the join. What is this? Join. Joining. What is a joining? A join represents the synchronization of two or more concurrent flows of a control. Synchronization means adding. Addition of concurrent. Reverse of the join is fork is called join. Reverse of fork is called join. A join may have two or more incoming transitions. Yes, a join may have two or more incoming transitions. And one outgoing transition. Two or more incoming and only will go one outgoing transition. So above the join, the activities run in parallel. Above the join, below the fork, how it executes, then automatically the join is also above the join. Both two are activities are run in parallel. Both two are this activity and this activities. Both two activities are run in parallel. Above the join and below the fork is also activities will be executed, run in parallel. Okay. At the join, the concurrent flow synchronized and one flow of control continued on the below the join. Whatever the having with the join number of concurrence flow, all the concurrence flow will be come across to join here. After that, from here to the flow will go continuously. Fork and join, both two are the major things which are available in the designing of activity diagram. The fork is having one input which splits the one input into two or more outputs. Below the fork, the activities, how many activities are created, or how many flows are created, all flows are executing parallel. On joining, what is the joining? Join will have more number of inputs and will give only one output. So join can have, above the join, how many inputs are there? All are working parallel. Reverse of fork is called join. Reverse of join is called fork. So see, next, see this example, choose dinner. See this example, choose dinner. So this is the, for example, this is the starting activity, starting point. So choose dinner. So with the help of, if you are not, don't want to eat, don't want to eat in, simply you eat outside. Go to restaurant and eat outside. Otherwise, you don't eat out, go to exit. Don't eat out, go to exit. Don't eat in. If you want to, you are not to eat inside, you go outside, or go to restaurant, or go to outside, or go to, otherwise go to end of the activity. Choose dinner. If you want to choose dinner, if you want to eat in, tagged value. If you want to eat in here if you want to eat, so here we use a fork. Here we use a fork. So see the fork. What it is set table, find recipe. Set table, find recipe. Both two are activating parallel. Find recipe. Find out the recipe. Gather ingredients. You have to gather the ingredients and cook it. If you want to eat in, cook it. Find recipe, gather ingredients, cook, and also set the table. After you set the table, you have to take both two are activated. It's the same. And after activating setting table and also the find recipe, gather the ingredients and cook the food. So after you eat. After you eat, go to eat. Go to eat. After you complete the task. Go to eat and after you complete the task. So this is one way you represent. Here we are using forking. What is this fork? Fork have only one input and will split it to several outputs. Two or more outputs. Join. Taking two or more inputs and splitting into only one output. Only one output. That is join. This is join. This is a fork. Okay, that represents joins and forks. Simple example. Okay. So next, insert card. This is the activity diagram for the automatic teller machine, ATM machine. Automatic teller machine activity diagram. Here in this activity diagram, so from starting from that starting activity, insert card. After inserting the card validation, check it card validation. This is flow of control, one way flow of control. After card validation, if the card is invalid, that is card validation is false, what it display? Card validation is false, is display card not valid or eject card. Two operations are there. Here we use fork. Two operations. This here we use fork. If the card is invalid card, that is card validation is false, then come here, display card not valid and eject card. Both two are the inputs to the synchronization. Here after synchronization, so the card is not valid, automatically end of the activity time, end the exit or end of the activity time. Here you use forking, here you use joining. That is called a synchronization. Here, synchronization bar. What is this synchronization bar? This bar is called synchronization bar. With the help of synchronization bar, you use to fork the input or you use to join the input. You use to fork the input, you use to join the input, right? See, if the card is valid, if this transaction will be executed if the card validation is false. If the card validation is true, what it is? The controller will skip the execution of this part and go to this part. Card validation. After display, insert PID. You have to insert some ID, pin ID, pin number. You have to insert the pin number. After inserting the pin number, pin validation, checking the validation. After checking the validation, again it will give the validation is correct, which gives the true. Get options. What kind of options? Withdrawal amount or transaction or transfer the amount, like get options. Options will get here. So if this option is a transfer, go to here. Option is a withdraw, go to here. And likewise many operations are there. Only we represented two here. Okay. So go to the withdraw and execute. Here go to the transfer and execute. Exit. and exit. Okay. So and here if pin validation, if pin number is not valid, that is pin number is false. If the pin number is false, display pin not valid, try again. And also from here to here you go to the, again display the, insert the pin, again insert the pin number. If pin number is not valid, go to the, again reverse. If pin number is valid, go to the, choose the transaction. Choose the transaction. This is the simple ATM activity to transfer the money, to withdraw the money from the ATM system. Wait on. Okay. So here we used forking and joining. Forking and joining. Okay. And next, swim lanes. Swim lanes. What are the swim lanes? Swim lanes, very important. Swim lanes. Swim lanes. When modeling workflows of a business process, the activity states on an activity diagram are partitioned into groups. The activity states or activity action flows are participated in one complete workflow. We divided into parts. Those parts simply called groups. Those groups simply called swim lanes. In unified modeling language, each group is called swim lane. What is the group? Each group is called swim lane, and each group is separated by a vertical solid line. Vertical solid line. With the representation of vertical solid line, we separate each swim lane. Okay. Each swim lane has a name unique within its diagram, and also each swim lane has separated with the solid line, and also each swim lane is having some name. In an activity diagram partitioned into swim lanes, every activity belongs to exactly one swim lane, but transitions may cross lanes. May be having different swim lanes in one activity diagram, but transitions may be crossed one swim lanes into another swim lanes. What are swim lanes? Swim lanes are the workflow, business workflow partitioned into groups. Activity diagram is partitioned into group, that is called swim lane. Swim lanes are having separated vertical line, and also swim lane having, every swim lane having a name. Right? See this example. In this example, customer is one swim lane. The customer is one swim lane. The machine is one swim lane. Customer is one swim lane. Machine is one swim lane. And bank is another swim lane. Customer is one swim lane. Bank is one swim lane. ATM machine is another swim lane. See here, swim lane names of the swim lanes is customer, ATM machine, bank. In an activity diagram, the whole activities are separated into groups. This is one group, this is one group, this is another group. So this group have name separated with a solid vertical line. This group having one name separated with solid vertical line. This group having some name, bank, solid with separated with vertical line. Solid vertical line. Swim lanes, but the transitions may be in between the different swim lanes. Okay. Customer, start customer. Insert card. After inserting the card, PIN number is checked. After checking the PIN number, this is an activity. After checking the PIN number, go to the bank. Bank authorizes the PIN number. If the PIN number is invalid, then automatically go to the end of the state, eject card, or again you have to check the information, eject card. Otherwise, if the PIN number is correct, valid PIN number, go to amount. For withdrawal activity, for withdrawing activity, go to amount. So drawing, go to amount, check the account balance, go to the bank, customer to bank, bank to customer. And ATM machine is also having some operations, show balance and eject card. Show balance and eject card, both two are the operations performed by the ATM machine. After completing eject card, take card. Who will take the card? Card is taken by the customer. Card is taken by the customer. This is the simple example for withdrawing money into automatic teller machine system. Automatic teller machine system with the help of a swim lanes. Swim lanes. With the help of swim lane. Swim lane is nothing but a group of actions or activities performing in an activity diagram. Okay, swim lanes will be separated with the vertical line, solid vertical line. Each swim lane have its own name. Okay, so here this kind of swim lanes we have to observe. Take this customer. Another example, customer. See the customer. Customer. Sales. Customer. Sales. Customer. Sales. Warehouse. All those are the swim lane names. Request product. Request product. Request product is the activity. That activity belongs to customer. After requesting a product, processing order. Order processing. Processing order is the activity for sales. After processing order, pull materials, ship order. Both two activities are provided by the warehouse. After getting warehouse input and also the request product input, both two will joining, using joining, and will get one output. That output will also separated with the help of fork. With the help of fork. Fork will be used receiving order and also bill customer. Receiving order and also bill customer. Both receiving order and bill customers, and also again using the join, and we will have to get that information, bill information, and close the order. So see, in between the activities we have to move customer to sales, sale to warehouse, warehouse to customer, sales. Likewise, we have to move in between the transitions. Move one after other. The transitions here, customer, sales, warehouse. Likewise, moving the transitions. Okay. So this is about the fork joining and swim lanes. Fork joining and the swim lanes. Next we move to object flow. To moving in a particular swim lanes in the every activity diagram, you may have to choose the object flow also. The object flow. Object flow will be having in between the swim lanes. You can represent object flow with the help of dependency relationship, with the help of objects. You create an object and what that object completely have, and where it object enters and where it destroys. That also represent in activity diagram. See here, objects may be involved in the flow of control. Not only activities, in the flow of control, objects also may be involved. Objects also may be involved in the flow of control. Objects involved. Where involved object? Flow of controls associated with an activity diagram. Associated with an activity diagram, objects also may be involved in the activity diagram with the help of activities. Okay? So for example, the workflow of a processing an order, as in the previous figure, workflow processing in the order in the previous figure, workflow. Where is workflow? Yes, here workflow. The vocabulary of your problem space will be also included, such as order and bill. Order, bill, both two are workflow, requesting procedures. Workflows of a particular bill customer, receiving order, both two are workflows. Bill customers, receiving orders are the workflows. Here, in this workflow, instead of these two classes will be produced for certain activities. Process order will be created order object, where this process object, the request product and process order, this may also create an object. This may also create an object. That object is simply called as order object. Order, process order is simply created an object with an activity diagram, order object, okay. So by certain activities and other activities may be modified these objects. For example, ship order will change the state of order and fail. Ship order also you can. That things that are involved in an activity diagram connected with using a dependency in the activity transition that creates, destroys and modifies the specified object. Creates, destroys, modifies the specified object. This use of dependency relation to objects is called an object flow. What is an object flow? Object flow is nothing but a creating an object in an activity diagram with the help of objects, with the help of activities. You may have to create an object, you may have to destroy an object, and also you may have to modify the object's values. That is called object flow. That is called object flow because it is represents the participation of object in a flow of control. Objects are also participated in the flow of control. Objects are participated. Okay. So see this example, customer sales warehouse example. Process order will create one order object. What we discussed in the previous slide. One order object. So that is one order flow, object flow. With the help of dependency. Okay. With the help of dependency, you have to create what is the order of object in progress. Here also created one object, bill. Bill is one object. Bill is one object that will be paid. That process is paid. Okay. So and also bill. B is another object, unpaid. The action of object is unpaid. The action of order object is progress. And also you may have to create ship order. This is also an object order. Ship order is failed. All these are the flow of object. In this class we discussed about the fork, join, swim lanes and how to create object flow. What we discussed here, fork and join. So we have to continue the next topics in the next class. Thank you.